It's a real joy and a pleasure to be out here in nature and greeting you wherever you are. I want to touch on the number one thing that have been hindering millions of people around the world from living the ideal life that they would like to live. And from since the dawn of time, this have been the main hindrance. Thus the reason why from since the dawn of time, there have always been the haves and the have-nots. And the thing is that you can flip the switch, which means you can shift from poverty to prosperity. But you have to know the main hindrance that has been blocking you from manifesting your reality consciously. Okay. The very first thing you need to know is that abundance, wealth, and every form of prosperity, it is your birthright. It is your natural state of being. And all you need to do is look at nature and pattern your life from the language of nature, because nature is always speaking to us. Okay? And that is why if you refuse to believe in yourself, there's nothing I can say, there's nothing I can do, there's no special technique, there's no special book, there's no special course you can take, there's no special classes you can go, there's no special man or woman anywhere that can help you if you do not believe in yourself. So self-doubt will definitely create self-hate and unforgiveness in you towards yourself first. So all riches, all wealth in this world start with self. There's such a thing as self-help. Whether you believe it or not, when one man have to stand up against everyone else in this world to bring an invention where there is doubt, where there is fear, where there is unbelief, where people are saying it has never been done, it can't be done. And you have to convince yourself that it can be done and that you will become the inventor of such idea, because you're going to make it a reality. And the whole world is against you, but you believe so much in yourself. I can guarantee you, doesn't matter how long it takes you, you're going to accomplish that goal. For example, everyone around the world who have access to electricity, they are benefiting in many ways from electricity. But if we go back to the first person who came up with the idea of bringing electricity to humanity to make this world a better place, you would see that such a person had to have a strong belief in themselves. Such persons must have had strong self-esteem or self-love. So in short, I'm saying self-doubt is the biggest hindrance in people's life. For example, when you say that manifestation haven't been working for you, it is because you haven't fixed yourself to be in alignment to attract that which you are. You see, most people believe that they're going to attract the things that they desire just because they have the desire. But that will go against every law and order. And everything is governed by law and order. And the fact that you practice certain things and there's certain things you don't practice, and you believe that you know how you're supposed to live your life, is the same way you have to accept the fact that everything is governed by law and order. So your life is governed by certain law and order. And you cannot break those law and order and think that things gonna work out just the way you want them to work out. So if you do not believe that you can accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, there's no way you would be able to accomplish those things. There's no way you convince yourself that these things are possible to you. And so your belief system is what is hindering your manifestations. For example, if you have a pessimistic view about money, if you have a pessimistic view about yourself, if you have a pessimistic view about the world, about others, you carry around judgment, you carry around guilt and shame, you carry around doubt and fear all your life, that belief system will keep you crippled. That belief system will keep you limited. For example, it was just yesterday I was explaining to someone, and I was saying to them that we're supposed to continue learning till the day we leave this earth. So every day of your life, you're supposed to experience growth. You're supposed to experience expansion. Because if you don't, you will experience stagnation. And most people are experiencing stagnation in their life because they tie themselves to some false identity. So the explanation I gave to this person yesterday when I was having the conversation with them, I said, for example, if you choose to become an Adventist, you would have stunted your growth from becoming anything else, because that is the teaching you would depend on to lead you and guide you. For example, if a man chooses to accept the teaching of Islam, that is what he would become. If a man accepts the teaching and belief of the Roman Catholic Church, that is what he would become. And he wouldn't go any further. Because, for example, if you plant a mango seed, it's gonna grow and it's gonna bring forth like itself, mangoes. So too, when you tie yourself to any false identity or tie yourself to anything that is gonna make you think a certain way and act a certain way, that is what you would become. So once you receive Adventist doctrine and theology, that becomes your personality, that becomes your reality. If you accept a Jehovah's Witness seed in your garden, which is your mind, that is what will grow, and that is what it will bring forth, one like itself. So, a religious leader would make you one like himself, religious. A political leader would make you one like himself, political. So, there is a law. And that law is that every seed and every species must and will always reproduce after its own kind. And when you look at nature, you see it. That everything is reproducing after its own kind. So if everything is reproducing after its own kind, it means if I can cultivate in my mind a life that is rich, a life of abundance, and I keep cultivating that in my mind, morning, noon, and night, that is me applying repetition. And when we were sent to school as little children, they had us what? Repeating things over and over and over and over and over and over again. And so we leave school and we've been programmed to think a certain way because of repetition. The same thing happens when someone joins themselves to some organization, whether it's a religious organization, spiritual organization, it doesn't matter which organization. And they repeat these mantras or whatever over and over and over and over again. That's what they will become. Well, the good news about that, my brothers and my sisters, is that if you keep repeating negative things over and over and over in your mind, which means if you have certain beliefs that are limited, certain beliefs that have judgment and condemnation, that carries guilt and shame. And mind you, these programs have been forced upon us as the children. For example, if you grow up in the Caribbean islands and you've been given education, that education is mixed with a religious program. And in that religious program, there are things you have to repeat in the morning and at noon and at evening. And then your parents are there to instill that program at night. And your life is made up of morning and night, darkness and light. So the two aspects of your life, which is your waking life while you are awake and your sleeping life, both life has been programmed with that way of thinking. So you've been programmed even from the spiritual realm to think and act a certain way when your parents tell you what to say at night before you go to bed. And when they tell you what to do at night before you go to bed. So imagine, you as a child, you've been trained that way. And your parents tell you not to question that way. Because that is the only way. And you never question that way. It means that is the way you will end up. And that is what would have happened to a lot of people who would have born into religious programs because they born into a family that is religious and superstitious. They born in a family that has been always blocking their prosperity. They themselves have always been blocking their abundance. Because of what? Their belief system. And when you have a belief system that you're told that you mustn't question, don't question the Quran, don't question the Bible, don't question the teachers, because it is wrong to do so, and you believe that, you would be programmed. And that program will follow you all your life. And unless you're willing to unlearn and relearn and reprogram your subconscious mind, you will never be able to discover that the biggest thing that is hindering you in life is your belief system. And your belief system would mean that you're living in unforgiveness towards yourself. So self-hate and self-doubt is the most profitable businesses in the world, because there is much to gain when they keep you in ignorance. When they lie to you and keep you in ignorance, they have you being the borrower and not the lender. They being the head and you being the tail. They being above and you being beneath. And so they use fear tactics to always keep you thinking and acting in a limited way when you are actually limitless. Do you know that your true essence is spirit? And you're actually having a human experience. And you could be on this planet wasting your life because you believe in the things that your parents program you with. You believe in the things that your religious and your political so-called leaders program you with, and you fail to realize that self-government is power. That self-government is key. That is why I'm saying to you, the biggest hindrance that will block you from getting whatsoever you desire in this world is you. But it's very hard for many people to forget about the Jesus story, because the Jesus story has been planted into their mentality from a child. And many a time when most of them hear you speaking something different, they get angry. But I'm saying to you that it was when I was willing to forgive myself and to forgive others and to accept my oneness. It was when I was willing to see everyone in the world as just a different version of myself. And so I saw a higher version and I saw a lower version. And I understand the higher version and I understand the lower version. And I start to understand the human psyche and why people do the things they do, why people say the things they say, why people live the way they live, why people have the belief that they have. And I understand that. When I start to walk with that, I start to see the difference in my life. So I'm saying, what works for me, I'm not gonna deny it and give it up. I can truly say the Jesus story never worked for me. The religious and superstitious mentality never worked for me. Therefore, I will never encourage anyone to live this life being religious and superstitious, because it never worked for me. If it worked for you, then you have all right to encourage others to think and act and believe like you. I know that when I go to the grocery store or to the supermarket, I cannot fill my trolley with groceries and tell the cashier that Jesus paid the price. I can't do that. I have to go by the law and the order. And in the world of Caesar, there's certain law and order. Well, those law and order that has been put upon you by Caesar, those law and order is a pattern from the law and orders that governs all of humanity. And they know that there are immutable divine laws that they cannot change. And so they set up laws that they themselves could change. And so in every country around the world, there is a judiciary system. Well, you have to find the pattern from which that judiciary system comes from. Well, I'm saying that judiciary system that has been set up comes from a system that is right within you, and that system has been downloaded within you from birth. That is why you're born in this world with all of your mental faculties, like your will and your perception. You're born with your memory and your reasoning. You're born with your intuition. You're born with your imagination. And they use their imagination to set up the judiciary laws. But they are greater laws. And you must walk by these greater laws. That's why I'm saying to you, the only one that is blocking you from having whatsoever you desire in this world is you, because of your self-doubt. So you're going around with self-doubt. You're going around with self-hate based on what? Your belief system. How you were raised, the thing you believe in. And if you're going to believe in freedom and sovereignty for all, you have to teach all to believe in themselves and to get rid of every idol. And I'm saying to you, white Jesus is an idol. I'm saying to you, the black people have been given an idol to believe in. And it was forced upon them by the oppressors. And it is very hard for many of them to get rid of the idol that was given to them by their oppressors. Because, for example, where I'm living here, I'm living in a colony that have been colonized. And if you speak anything different from what the people have been programmed to believe in, they will call you stupid. They will call you crazy. And they will say blasphemy. Because all their life, all they know is self-doubt and self-hate. And they fail to realize that they are their own Judas, betraying themselves to self-doubt and self-hate. So my brother and my sisters, get rid of the self-hate. That's what I'm saying to you. Get rid of self-doubt and learn to believe in yourself. Learn to love yourself. And it starts with you accepting yourself just as you are. That is real forgiveness. Love and accept yourself just as you are. And realize, I self am law and master. It's all about you. You are the one who must redeem yourself. You're the one who must save yourself. You're the one who must love and believe in yourself. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to deliver you. You must deliver yourself now before it's too late. So remove all self-doubt, because that is the biggest hindrance that is blocking you from all of your manifestation. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I really want to thank you very much for tuning in. And I want to say, if what I'm saying, if it resonates with you and you would like to go deeper down the rabbit hole, you can all time book a one-on-one with me. You can do it on an app called Faithia. And on Faithia, there's many teachers there, many of whom come from the religious realm. But it is your choice. If you believe in being religious and superstitious and you want to follow that path and you want people to mentor you in that path, you can. But if you more believe in spirituality, if you more believe in self-realization, if you more believe that the Bible is actually a book of mind science, okay, if you more believe that everything is mental and everything is psychological and so on, and you want to learn more about the mind and how the mind works, okay, and how the Bible is a self-help book that you can use to help yourself when you really understand it a certain way. Like when you understand it metaphysically and esoterically and you understand it psychologically. If you want to get that kind of understanding, then you can definitely book a one-on-one with me. Okay, you can book it on Faithia, or you can reach out to me by way of email and we can set up a one-on-one. Okay, and whatever platform you would like for us to have it. Okay, I normally use WhatsApp most of the time. Okay. Also, if you like to get my books, the links are down below. You can get How to Turn Water into Wine. Okay, you have never seen any preacher turn water into wine. Okay, because it's all symbolic, and I'm showing you what it's all about, and show you that the entire book is symbolic. Okay, how you could really, change your life. And it wasn't until I was willing to forgive myself of everything and accept the fact that I am the cause of everything in my life. It wasn't until I did that I started to see the changes in my life. It wasn't until I did that I could have changed my bank account. And do it deliberately, do it consciously. Okay? And for the very first time in my life, I feel like a winner. All my life, holding on to the old belief system, I was still feeling like a loser, though I was living and displaying a life that most of society accept that kind of life. But I realized that most of society have been brainwashed. Okay? So I no longer follow the crowd. I follow what works for me. I follow what is my experience. And I'm sharing my experience. And I'm saying that Jesus have never done anything for me. And I was raised to have that kind of mentality and that kind of belief. But when I get rid of the idol and I start to believe in myself, and I forgive myself for everything I've ever done, and I accept the fact that I am the cause of everything in my life, and I accept the fact that all is mine, I see the changes in my life. And I decided that I'm going to continue to teach people all around the world to change their life by changing their mindset, the way they think about themselves, and remove the blockage, remove the stumbling block. And I'm saying Jesus is a stumbling block in your way, because they are putting a stumbling block between you and the infinite power that you can use to achieve your every desire. And they make you believe that you need a mediator. You don't need no mediator to mediate for you. You can mediate for yourself. You must become a conscious and a deliberate creator. And that's the only way you would know that you have possess a power that you can use to achieve your every desire, and that you've been blocking the wells of abundance. When you read about the Bible, in the Bible, about blocking up the wells and unblocking the wells, it is not a literal story. It is not secular history. And please do not take personification for persons. It's all mental. It's all psychological. So my brother and my sisters, I'm giving you a chance to invest in yourself, to reach out. If this message have been resonating with you and you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, I'm extending an invitation to you. You must become a doer and not just a hearer. This must become your lifestyle. And then you'll prove for yourself that in you is healing and redeeming power. It's time for you to take back your power. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much. And I will definitely see you in another live. If there's anything you'd like me to speak upon, you can recommend. Okay, I will definitely like, for you people to reach out to me and let me know. Okay, because, I might be teaching something, but, there might be people out there, who have questions, they want certain things to be answered and so on. And you might want to manifest the ideal life. You might try everything and things not working for you and so on. And it might just be that one simple thing. Okay. And so, my brother and my sisters, feel free to reach out to me. Okay. So I'll definitely see you in another life. So with that being said, I just want to say peace. Love you all. I'm out.